So we're gonna jump into it. The biggest IIT moment, one that's the most talked about out of everybody that I know. I'm gonna throw shout out to Francois Wright, the big Frenchman, Derek Anderson, David King. Oh man, we talk about this all the time. That matchup with Vince Carter. So let me take you through my experience of it.
Right.
That was 4th of July weekend. Look, I won't forget. It was 4th of July weekend.
Birthday was July 3rd. It definitely was 4th of July weekend.
Yep. So I'm there Thursday, I'm there Friday, I'm there Saturday. I'm sitting there kicking it. I think you know Benny Henry from the support group.
You know Benny, man. Yeah. Benny, my man.
Yeah, so we sitting there kicking it, we chopping it up. Vince is there the whole weekend. Vince Carter is there the whole weekend. But, you know, I'm talking to Benny. Benny's like, yeah, I'm gonna get Vince to play, and you know how Benny is. So we chopping it up. I'm like, man, wait a minute. I'm there Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm like, you know what? Vince is just sitting here. First of all, Vince got a girl for every knee. I think that's how he keeps his knee. He's got a girl for every knee. You know, two nice honey butter looking. Looks like honey butter.
He knew. He showed you he was an NBA pro.
Yeah, and he sat there with two girls, one on each knee. That's how he keeps his knees healthy. Put a girl on each knee. But man, Vince was there, and I'm like, okay, he hasn't played Thursday, he hasn't played Friday, he hasn't played Saturday. You know what? Sunday, I'm gonna just chill. Next thing I know, man, I get a phone call. Vince is playing. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. There was no way I was gonna make it down there. Plus, get inside to see the matchup with you and Vince Carter. Take us through the matchup with you and Vince Carter, because that is the most talked about moment in IIT history. And I will say this: there are people, Francois Wright, Big Frenchie, and others that have said, I'm not going to IIT anymore because I have seen it all. This was enough for me. Talk to us about what that experience was and how that matchup went.
Man, it was crazy. So I had played for Cold Black at the time, which was a team ran by my guy, Carl Harris. And everybody knew Vince was there. Like you said, Vince had popped up a couple days and he didn't play. So, you know, everybody knew that Vince was in town and that Vince was supposed to be playing. So somehow he missed every game except the game against my team. And I don't know if that's because I was the high flyer, I was the high wire act. Like everybody had known me for dunking in Chicago, and I easily was the best dunker and the highest flying person in Chicago, including Ronnie Fields, right?
Yes, sir.
So at that time, if you remember IIT, you had to go down the steps for all the teams. So we all in one locker room. Now, there's nothing but lockers dividing us. So I can hear the other guys hyping Vince up, like, oh yeah, Vince here. Oh man, somebody finna be in trouble. And they talking to the team. So my coach, Carl Harris, coaching Cold Black, is yelling over the Benny and them team, whoever Vince playing for. Man, I got the highest flyer in the city in this gym too. So it starts in the basement in the locker room before the thing. So we coming up the steps, bro. I swear to God, I've never seen this happen anywhere in the world. And it never happened to me again since IIT. We warming up in the warm-up line. My team on one end, this team on the other end. I throw the ball up. I'm initially finna kick off dunking immediately. I throw the ball up as high as I can. It might have bounced about a free throw maybe. I'm near half court. I catch it, lean in, cock it back, and dunk it so hard it sounded like somebody was shooting. The gym erupted. Everybody started going crazy.
Yes, sir.
Down at Vince. And this kicks off the what? Vince come down, put his arm in the rim. Hang on the rim. The dunk he did in the dunk contest.
Yes, sir.
The crowd go crazy. Now it's back on me. So everybody waiting on me to come back around in the warm-up line. I do like a double pump backwards windmill, dunk. Ooh. Vince throw it off the backboard, catching and cocking and dunking. The third time I got up to do my layup in the layup line, my whole team was sitting down. So it's 12 of us on the team, 11 people sitting down for me to dunk. I look down, Vince's whole team sitting down and waiting on Vince to dunk.
Oh, so man.
2 or 3 dunks, we had a dunk contest. I didn't miss a dunk, Vince ain't miss a dunk. And I was doing, like, I felt so hyped, bro. Like, I could just jump to the moon. I literally had the highest flying person in the world that anybody knows of in Chicago at IIT going at it with him dunk for dunk. This before the game even started. So it's already a buzz. Like the gym going crazy. Nobody warming up. It's just buzzing. The game starts. I remember this like it was yesterday. Vince had 47. I had 42. We lost to Vince and them. But Vince was already an NBA player.
Right.
I was leaving DePaul at this time, trying to go.
Okay.
I wasn't a pro yet. I was
Okay.
announcing I was leaving DePaul to go pro.
Gotcha.
Vince was already a pro. This was the summer before he did the infamous dunk contest in Oakland. So he doing all these same dunks, bro.
Yeah.
So the game started, man. We had a guy named Grant who was like a security, and he about 6'8". So Vince come down and dunked on him from like the dotted. I had an illegal move that I did, like a behind the back carry move that was a crossover though. So I hit Vince with like my little illegal move. He bit on it. I behind the back crossed him, went baseline and dunked it. Whole Jimmy erupted. Like, and it just kept carrying on, bro. Like, it felt like an out-of-body experience. Like, I was there. You had to be there to be there. Like, people tell stories about this, and to this day, everybody that knows me always say, man, the best I ever seen you play, when I knew you was there and you arrived, was that game with Vince. So that kind of like, you know, that stamped me, no doubt. That made me, that solidified, you know, whatever part of my legacy was going to be solidified. I came and stood up. We went toe-to-toe. I have 40. I knew that I could score on him. Like, so I felt like, man, shit, I should be able to go pro too. Like, if he could do this and I could do this here, I could do this with 50,000 people watching. But it just felt like I had the whole Chicago behind me because that was my city.
Yes.
This was from Florida. You know what I'm saying? So even though he had the hype and the name, I felt like, this is my town. I'm the highest flying person in this town. Well, nobody jump higher than me here. So, you know, it was like a pride and ego thing. And it turned out to be, you know, one of the best moments in my life. And ironically, who I had the 20 and a half in the NBA with was against Vince.
Right.
In Toronto, I just still felt that wave. Like, I knew I could get past him and attack the basket. So, you know, those was all good times, man. Shout out to Vince, man. Shout out to Benny and the support group.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jones and IIT and everybody who ran that thing, man. Some of the best times of my life, man, and just, you know, proud to say I was a part of some of the legends and the stories that came through IIT, man. I got a chance to be a part of it.
And it's one thing, you know, when you know it and you feel it, but when you hear other ball players talk about it.
Yeah, so that's when you.
I was just on the thread the other day. Francois Wright had one, and Jonell Sloan. He was talking about it. He was like, man, do you remember XYZ?
Dang, boy, Sloan was so cold.
Yeah. I was actually on the phone earlier with one of your IIT teammates, Chauncey Jones. I was on the phone with him earlier. Shout out Chauncey. He's going to be on the show in a couple of weeks, man. Chauncey was like, man, that time when Paul and Vince went at it, he was hyped on the phone earlier today, like it was like it just happened, you know. So
I still remember like it was just happened. That was almost 21 years ago.
Yeah, man, has it been that long?
It was 2000.
Wow. Okay.
2020, bro. That definitely was that summer, 99, 2000 summer, bro.
And that's why when I say, you know, I use the term, and I don't throw this around lightly, but I use the term basketball icon because your legacy in Chicago is cemented. The ball players know you. The hustlers know you. The coaches know you. The ladies know you. You've got that. Your legacy is solidified. No matter where you go, your name rings out. People will know Paul McPherson, whether it was from your experience at DePaul, but more importantly, man, the show that you put on at IIT. I'll tell you when I was just like, okay, I'm done. And that was when you and Notary had that dunk contest.
Yeah.
And now mind you, now you see people doing it kind of on the regular. But back then, jumping over a couple people in a dunk contest, I'm like, okay, wait a minute. And then people running on the court, I'm like, oh man, see, this is something extra.
I remember that too, man. Shout out to my guy Note, man. Note's still around, man. He in Texas too. I remember that dunk contest against Notary. I lined up 3 people, and I threw the ball up, jumped up over them, and windmilled it. And 2 of them was my teammates, and they was nervous. I'm like, man, so y'all would be nervous. All the dunks y'all see me doing, all the practices now. I can't get y'all to come out here and let me jump over y'all. He's like, man, I don't want to get kicked, bro. Like, I ain't gonna kick you, bro. I ain't gonna kick you. But I remember that. I remember that too, man. I remember